Namaste, my beautiful scoliosis family. Today is day 28. We are almost there at the 30-day Feel Good Scoliosis Challenge. We're going to be working on our glutes today, our bum muscles, strengthening them a little bit whilst being aware of our scoliosis curves. You're going to need, or you don't have to have these, it's not totally necessary, but if you do have a loop band, wonderful, or you can use one of these bands and just kind of tie it into a knot. Again, no worries if you don't have these, not totally necessary. If you need to grab them, pop me on pause and we're going to get to it. So you're going to take your loop band, if you have one, and pop it above the knees. We're going to be starting with some clamshells. So with our clamshells, the knees are bent, the feet are in line with the hips, and we're going to come onto the elbow here. What's really, really important, especially with scoliosis and fusion, is that we don't let the body collapse into the mat. You want to keep pushing down away through the ground, down through your elbow, try and get your elbow underneath your shoulder, and keep this is working hard. It's kind of like a side plank. We're not letting it collapse. Especially if you have a concavity here, which I do, because when you do this, it's just going to make you go more into your concavity, which we don't want. So you can take your hand to your hip, and then we're going to start to lift the top knee away from the bottom knee. Again, you don't need a band to do this. It just adds a little bit of extra resistance. You could still do this without a band and still focus on the muscles on this side. Be really cautious as well that you aren't rolling backwards or rotating through the spine or through the hips. I know that with scoliosis we're going to want to do that, so we need to be aware of what our bodies are doing and try not to let them rotate. Good, so we're just getting some reps in with our clamshells. This is really good for building strength in our glute medius, the muscle down the side of the hip here, but also strengthening our core and elongating through our scoliosis or fusion. So just being aware of your posture, aware of how you're holding yourself right now. And I'm kind of just talking myself through the band because this is starting to hurt, but we're going to keep going. We're going to get a couple more and then we're going to hold it up and do some little pulses. So let's hold up the next one and then little pulses. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Okay. Rolling over to the other side. So exactly the same thing on this side. So you're going to take your elbow underneath your shoulder, your feet together in line with your hips, so you're all in a nice straight line down here, knees are bent. And please don't let your scoliosis collapse down towards the ground. Push down through your elbow, squeeze here, keep this nice and long. And then we're going to go on this side. So bringing that top knee up, we're working our glutes, getting some reps in on this side, and maybe just noticing if this side feels any different to the other side. It's always interesting to know, like, having one side stronger than the other, I do find is very common, so don't worry if you are noticing that, but also don't worry if it feels exactly the same. It's all good, just noticing what your body is doing is very important. Making sure you're not rolling back with that left hip. Check your core, keep pushing down away through your elbows, squeezing your tummy muscles. We're almost there on this one. We're getting a couple more, then we're going to hold it up. Hold up the next one and little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, good. And then last thing we're going to do, lying down onto our backs. Again, you don't need the band for this one. It just adds a little bit extra resistance. But we're going to do our glute bridges. So you can take a big inhale and then exhale. Engage your core muscles. And then start to push the hips up, squeezing our glutes. Trying to focus on the muscles that you're trying to use, sending all of your energy to those muscles, all of your thoughts, so that we wake them up and get them ready to work, get them fired up. Strong glutes are going to be so helpful, so beneficial for our scoliosis and just general body mechanics. They do tend to get very sleepy. So well done for showing up today and doing something good for your scoliosis and for your body, especially your glutes today. Mine are definitely getting a burn, but we're going to keep going. We'll go 5 more. Squeezing your tummy muscles as well. Last 3, 2, 1 more big one. Squeeze at the top. And relax. Oh my God. Okay, it's crazy how just a little bit of movement with a band really gets the glutes going. My glutes are on fire right now. And obviously, as always, I recommend repeating this. Keep going, keep finding ways to correct your scoliosis throughout, always trying to lengthen it, but strengthening your glutes at the same time. Well done for joining me again today. I will see you tomorrow.